Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you stumbled across this video, this is my fourth reading of my Valentine's Day weekend. Now in this reading, we are going to be looking at how much longer until you get the thing that is really going to make you happy. Now of course, there isn't just one universal thing that's just gonna make your life totally perfect, but if there is something that you've been trying to manifest or trying to work on for a long time, we will be getting different timestamps for how much longer until you can get this. Now, in this reading, instead of just picking a card, in this series, it's picking a lippie. So in today's reading right now, these are all lip mask or glossy lip balms. So this group is a bit more different than the others, but if you are drawn to other lip products such as gloss, lipstick, we also have other tarot reading on that. So you can either be drawn to the lip product itself or you can just be drawn to the topic. But let's get into the 5 piles here. So for pile number 1, we have this Makeup by Mario, like glossy lip balm, I guess you would call it. And this is in the shade Rosewood Glow. For pile number 2, we have this Fourth Ray Beauty lip mask, and this is in Coconut. For pile number 3, another Fourth Ray Beauty product, however, this one is in Rose. For pile number 4, we have the YSL Candy Lip Glaze, and this is in the shade Clear. And then finally, for pile number 5, we have the Fenty Skin Lip Mask. So take as much time as you may need to pick between these 5 piles, and I'll see you there. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose the Makeup by Mario, I'm just call this a glossy lip balm. Okay, it says moisturizing plumping lip serum in Rosewood Glow. Then this is your reading. It's this really pretty color. I can't put it up because then you can't put it back down. But very beautiful. And your card is the 4 of Pentacles. So first we're going to get a little bit of your energy. So with the 4 of Pentacles here, this is letting me know that this is most likely something that you haven't just started thinking about or just started manifesting, because as you can see, it has like, this person looks like they're set in a very specific place. We have like things in the background. They seem very much in possession of what they have. So whatever it is that you're like, please, when is this going to happen? I feel like you are on the right track, because Spirit, can you clarify this 4 of Pentacles? Again, this is an energy of like trying to build stability and a great foundation. It's not about really doing things all willy wonky. So here we have the 2 of Swords. Okay. That could, you, even though I just said that like you're on your way to building stability with something, you may feel like you have absolutely no idea what you're doing, because you can see how this person quite literally is blindfolded. It's like, as decisions may come up, it's sort of like, not that you just don't choose, because then that wouldn't be manifesting, but it's more of like, you may feel like every decision that you have to take is like done blindly. Like for example, I don't know why I always get this, but like if you're building a house and they're like, well, what color are the windows? What trim do you want? What do you want for this floor? What do you want for that door? And you're like, I don't know, okay? So that can sort of be like in this thing that you're in. Okay, now, what has been stopping pile 1? So why hasn't pile 1 gotten this yet? What's in the way here? Okay, what has been stopping? Okay, we have the 8 of Cups. We also have the 9 of Swords. So yeah, I feel like whatever it is that you're asking about is something that you feel wholeheartedly. It's not like, oh, I just want to win the lottery because, you know, to be rich. Because the 9 of Swords is all about like despair. And the 8 of Cups is like knowing when to walk away from something. So you could be in this, either for some of you, you may feel like you don't have all that you like, you only recently saw the type of path you wanted to go down. So even if you know exactly what you want, like, I'm gonna just go back to the house example. So if you're like, my goal is to build a beautiful house, okay, you know what your goal is. But some of you with this Eight of Cups may feel like, I'm only now getting on the right path on how to do that. You may have tried one way and it didn't work. Or let's say you hired, let's say, one contractor and they completely made a whole mess. So now you're like, okay, well, obviously I have to stop doing it like this and try it this way now. So that's a message for some of you. And again, I do feel like, not necessarily failure, not like, oh, whatever you did in the past was terrible, haha, but more so, it's not something that has just been great from the first try, because the Nine of Swords is all about like despair. Okay, let's get one of these. Why hasn't this person gotten it yet? What's going on with their manifestation in pile 1? Okay, these two sort of wanted to come out, so you could be kind of shy. We have High Regard and Twin Flame. Some of you can be asking about a romantic relationship, like how long until you get a partner. And then for High Regard, I feel like, I don't know, I keep going back to the house thing, but it's like, even though you may feel like, well, I don't really know how exactly to go about this as of right now, it's still, like, you still know that you want it to be great. Anything else? You're not just gonna pick something just to have it done. Alright, it's off the checklist. We have 1 day. Wow. So if some of you are really doubting, but I don't know if this will actually ever come true, it's literally telling you, yes, it will. Wow. Did something is flipped here? What is exhausted? And we have exhausted and rejection. Some of you, again, I feel like this is something you've been priding along for a long time. And then we have at the bottom of the deck, not serious or karmic. So I feel like in the past, people, either you didn't take this too seriously because you're like, oh, please, that'll never happen. Like, let's say if your dream was to be a rapper and people were like, sure. So it's either you didn't believe that this could be something real, or the people around you didn't. But Spirit is telling you yes. Now we're going to get 3 different timings. So we're going to get a short-term time, a medium-term time, and a long-term time. So apply it to your situation. For example, if let's say you started a business 2 days ago and you're asking, when is my business going to be successful? Obviously, it's not going to be the short-term one. Nobody, like, well, let's say you go viral and everyone sells everything out the next day. Okay, that could happen, but most time, realistically, that's not. So we're going to get 3 different timings. So, Spirit, can you give us a short-term timing for pile number 1? So whatever pile number 1 is trying to get. Okay, we have 12. Can you give us these quick? We have 8, and that's either a 1 or a 14. And now, can you give us a long-term timing? A long-term timing. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like whatever this is, it is something that is not necessarily something that usually comes quick to other people. Obviously, in this world, any type of timing is possible, but because in your short-term timing, we have the number 12. This can mean 12 days, 12 weeks, but if it is 12 weeks, 12 weeks is still 3 months. So this, no matter what it is that you're asking about, it is going to be probably a little bit longer than you were originally thinking about. For your medium timing, as we said, either 14 or 8 or 1, this, I see this more as months. So anywhere from, well, for some of you, it could be 1 month, but I see this more of, if you are asking for a medium timeline, it's 8 to 14 months. So that would be 8 months to a little over a year. But honestly, that's still not as bad. And then finally, for your long-term timing, this is actually really good, because honestly, for this pile, I don't really see anyone having to wait 13 years. But if you think 13 years is an appropriate time, then of course go with that. Always takes what resonates. But it could be anywhere from 1 year, because 13 months, to 3 years. So 1 to 3 years, or in the extreme case, somebody here can have to wait 13 years, but for most of you, I do not think 13 years is applicable. So 12 days to 3 months, 18 months to 1 year, and then 1 to 3 years, and for very little of you, 13 years. Okay, what can you tell us about each one of these times? Let's go with this guy. What do you want to tell us about while pile number 1 is waiting? Power. This is going to take a lot of strength to do this. I'm not telling you just sit around and do nothing, but no judgment. Go into this knowing that you will get results if you actually continue to put effort into it. And follow your heart. It doesn't matter if nobody else thinks that it's bad. Sorry if that sounds like such a cheesy message, but I'm just telling you what Spirit is telling me. Okay, and what's some advice for them as they wait? Okay, move yourself, because I'm not going to say that. Move your body, go outside. So some of you, that could be metaphorically speaking, that make sure to continue to put progress and work into this, or physically, getting your mind off it with exercise or other things could help. But yeah, pile number 1, that was your reading. Thank you very much. Also, if some of you are asking about relationship or connection with another person, this could be saying to put yourself in places and locations where you know you would have a better chance at that. But yeah, so pile number 1, this was your reading. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully you resonated. Please feel free to check out the other piles and the other readings, and I hope you have a great one. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose the 4 Beauty Lip Mask and Coconuts, then this is your reading. You can't see it on camera, but out of all of my lip masks, this one is definitely the one I use the most. Like, look at how deep my finger can go in there. I don't want to scrape it, but I love to use this every night before bed. Oh, and something I was going to say is that talking about everyone's lip products, this could be whatever it is that you're trying to manifest here. This could be something that you work on constantly, because out of all my lip masks, this is the one I use the most. So, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So, with the Ace of Pentacles, as I mentioned before, this is something that either you just started to sprout into a deeper level now, or you have plans of doing so. Like, for example, let's say, I don't know, I was watching Glimmer Girls. Let me just use college as an example. Let's say, for example, somebody has plans of going to college. It could be that you literally just started the application process now, even though you've known for years and years and years what you wanted to do, but you're only now getting your hands dirty right now. Or it's the case of you're only now figuring out what it is that you want, because the Ace of Pentacles, aces are all about beginnings. So, just an example. Now, we're going to get a few cards. Spirit, what has been stopping pile 2 from getting their manifestation? So, why hasn't it arrived yet? Like, what's the traffic here? What is missing? We have the Devil. We also have the Empress, but in reverse. Very interesting. The bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Cups. Yeah, I feel like this is something that has been more in your mind as opposed to actually, on paper or in person. Now, with the Devil, this card talks all about temptation. So in the past, now take this one of 2 ways. So I'm going to say scenario A and scenario B. You go with whatever one fits here. So for some people, scenario A, this could be something where it's like you've tried to get into whatever it is that you're manifesting. Like, let's say, for example, you're like, I want to be a huge music star. And in the past, this is something you've always known that you wanted to do, but you're like, nah. You finally give into this temptation where you're just like, okay, you know what? Just let's do it. Why not? Whatever. So it's kind of like indulging yourself into what you've always had to push to the side. Or scenario B, for some of you where it's like you have been actively putting the effort into here, but it's kind of like the opposite, where sometimes the temptation, it takes you out and you're like, well, you know what, maybe this career just isn't for me. And it's more of that in and out feeling where it's like, do I want to, do I not, do I want to, do I not. Now also with the Empress is somebody who, they just exude power. Like, you see, like, there's literally a whole planet Earth here. The Empress is somebody who is very well, let's call it, in their field of practice. So I do feel like whatever it is that you're asking about, it's not as big of a OMG, seriously, as you think it is. Like, you could be making this seem like, oh, well, that can never happen to me. And yes, it's difficult. But in your specific case, if it is something related to some sort of activity, I feel like this is saying like you have the talent for it. Or if it's something that's completely up to chance, saying that like you imbued the spirituality for it. Now, what else do you want to tell us about what pile 2 is manifesting? Good things to come. Wow. Yep, that's basically saying, like, do you need any more proof than that? Oh, okay, we have joy and we have love. So we could take this one of two ways. So joy. Again, if you are not sure, hello. And I think this is also saying, like, enjoy the process. Enjoy the, not just the end result, but the middle of getting to that end result as well. Because waiting can be very hard, but you can also have fun and wait. Now, we also have love. Some of you can be asking about a connection here. And obviously you don't have to, but if you are, then that's the saying that, like, this will find you. Or even just love the process. Love the, even if you are asking about, let's say, oh, when will I get a partner? It's more saying enjoy the process of, you know, going on dates, going to these places, and trying to find a partner, since it only happens once. Of course, if you're not asking about that, then do not worry. Now, we are going to get 3 different time cards. So we're going to get short-term timing, long-term timing, and, like, in the middle, medium timing. So obviously, be realistic here. So let's say you're like, how many days until, I don't know, my broken foot heals? Most likely that's not going to take years. Or if you ask, well, when is my business that I started 2 days ago going to be better? Yeah, obviously that's not going to take 3 days. So just get a sense of the different timings, and that can be up to you on what you think resonates. Or even if you don't have an answer right now, just to make sure. Can we get a short-term timing for this, please? Okay, we have 13. Can we get a medium timing? Medium timing. We have 9. And can we get a long-term timing? We have 12. Okay. Now, I feel like for some of you, whatever you're asking about, it isn't as long as other piles, because for short term, we have 13. This can mean 13 days or 13 weeks. So 13 weeks is a little bit more than 3 months. Ooh, aggressive. Or 13 days, that's 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, 3-ish months. For something a little bit longer, we have 9. This, I definitely feel, is 9 months. I feel like a lot of you can be in this middle gray area, so 9 months. And then for long term, we have 12. This can mean either 12 months, meaning 1 year, or this can also be 12 years. But for what I'm sensing here, I feel like it really just depends on what it is that you're asking, because a lot of you have this sort of like just startingness. But again, if some of you are asking about a connection, I'm really strongly picking up it's more likely one of these two. If you're asking more about a physical thing, like a career-specific money, I feel like it could be more in the 1 year area. I don't really see any of you being 12 years, so if I say 12 years, please don't freak out. But your total numbers are 2 weeks, 3 months, 9 months, 1 year, and 12 years. But again, I don't really see anyone having that. But even if we think about it, 1 year is still very small compared to what you could have gotten for the long term. So I don't think it's too bad of a wait here. Anything else you want to tell us? Forgive. Interesting. And we also have clean up. So yeah, I feel like you're more in the planning stage of whatever it is that you're talking about. Air sign. This could be a specific person, somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And then finally, gossip. This reminds me of what I was saying before, that like letting this devil temptation go in your head. So even if it's not somebody else gossiping, you could just be gossiping with your own self. Or if, again, I feel like a lot of you are in this state of, well, is this really for me? Second chance and not serious. You see, in order to get what it is that you want, you have to actually let the universe know this is what I want. It's not a, hey universe, if you have more time, just plop it right in. It's a, I am getting this, okay? And then finally, can we get a piece of advice, Spirit? You got 2 pieces of advice. You are giving away your power. You are a bad A. Act like it. Yep. It's dark and you can't see a thing. Pull your head out of your ASS. So yeah, that is your reading, pile number 2. Hopefully you found any type of resonance here. If not, always feel free to check out other piles. Please let me know what you think, and please feel free to check out the other readings if you would like to. Thank you very much for stopping by, and have a great one, pile number 2. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose the 4th Ray Beauty lip mask in the shade Rose, then this is your reading. So I just wanted to show you how much of this I use. Like if I put my finger all the way in there. So this is one of my most used lip masks. I use it basically almost every day. Now, for your card, you got Justice. Interesting. So with this Justice card, this is letting me know that you're somebody who fights for what they want. You're not, like, I feel like it really depends on the context, because I'm not saying that, like, you control absolutely every single thing that happens in your life, because that's just not realistic, but it's more so of whatever it is that I have made my number 1 goals, that's what I'm going to focus on. And so whatever it is that you're manifesting, whatever it is that you're trying to bring in, I feel like you have a very good path or a very good way of like showing, not necessarily why you deserve it, but like showing that whatever it is that you want, like you can actually take it. You have the means to receive it. Now, we're going to get a couple of cards. Spirit, what has stopped pile number 3 from having this manifestation? So whatever it is that they want, why don't they have it right now? So why don't they have it? You have the 6 of Cups. Can you clarify that? Why do we have the 6 of Cups? And too many at one time. Okay. So you have the 5 of Cups and the 10 of Swords. Okay, so I had to pull a few more cards, but basically, I feel like whatever it is that you're asking about, it could be something that you want, so it can change something from the past. So here we have like looking back, we have like nostalgia, and there could have been something in your life that was bringing you a lot of pain, something that even if it wasn't, like it could range anywhere from, let's say you just feel like you can't properly express yourself or you're misunderstood, to something as like, you know, like you could barely afford food and water. So it could be anywhere in that range. Whatever hurts you is valid. There's no reason why your pain isn't as valuable as other people's pain. But this 10 of Swords is telling us that you have been able to sort of like put a stop to this a bit. So you may not be in the same exact position as you were. I'm even getting for some of you a few years ago, but it's more of like whatever low point you were at, whatever you were manifesting, you've gotten a bit higher than that, but you're not exactly at 100% yet. And here we have both the 4 of Pentacles in reverse and the Empress in reverse, and this is letting me know that this could be something that the reason why you haven't received it yet is because you're still basically trying to like pick up the pieces of whatever happened here. So again, I feel like this pile can be a little bit, it's more on the serious side, so if you don't resonate with that, I'd say choose another group. But this is more of like, sort of like in this healing energy, sort of like, while you're not at 100% where you want to be, it's still better than what it could have been at. Okay, can we get one card of here? What is the energy of what pile 3 is trying to manifest? We got 3 cards. We have letting go. Again, we see that with this 10 of swords. There's something that you have to release, or if you've already released it, whatever, like, just thinking of whatever you're manifesting, whatever you're asking about, something was in your way before you can get this. We see that with letting go. And then we also have authenticity and friendliness. So with authenticity, this is letting me know, like, there could be something that you know you have to do or rebuild, that not necessarily, for some of you, it could be that you're just, like, purposely putting it off. Or for another one of you, it could just be like, well, I'm just actually trying to learn how to do it. Like, I'm gonna just use the same example I've used in another pile. But it could be like, let's say you're building a house. You know, like you're doing a house flipping. With authenticity, you may be going like, what do other people in this neighborhood want to buy? And asking people like, hey, which one do you prefer? What would you want to buy? But in reality, what you want to actually do with that house has nothing to do with what's currently selling or what's currently on the market. And then we have friendliness. This can let me know that it could be specifically in the area that you're asking about, or it could just be to people in general, where it's like having to regain that funness and that emotional side with the world again. Like not growing so like, I hate everything just because of this. Now we're gonna get 3 different timing cards. So we're gonna get short-term timing, medium timing, and then a long-term timing. So we'll get into what each of those mean now, but also just take it how you see fits in your actual manifestation. So realistically, you know, if you ask something that you know is going to be short, that's most likely going to be in the short-term timing. If you're asking about something that you know realistically usually takes people a long time, then most likely it's going to be in the long-term timing. So can we get 3? Okay, for the short term we have 2. That is very short. For the medium we have 11. And then for the long-term timing we have 12. Okay, I feel like we have 11 again, so 11 can be an important number, but I feel like, again, you guys are almost there, because there's something about, you're not 100% there yet, but it's like, unlike other piles, it's not so much, well, you need to do something first, or you just have to wait it out, or you're just not trying enough. It's more of like, you're still learning about your own self and the way how you like to do things. With 2, this could be as short as 2 days. Or for some of you who are like, no, that's not accurate at all, it can even be 2 weeks. But this is very short. Right there, right on the time. For more medium timing, this could be 11 weeks. So that would be almost 3 months. Or this could be 11 months. Still not as bad as it could be. So 11 months. So anywhere from 3 to 11 months, basically, for the middle timing. 3 to 11 months. And then for the long-term timing, we have 12. For this group, I do not see 12 years at all. Again, if you feel like, no, 12 years is definitely my answer, then please take it. But for this group, I see this more as 12 months, which is 1 year. So again, this isn't that long at all. 2 days to 2 weeks, 3 to 11 months, 1 year. If you feel like 12 years is your answer, take it, but that is what I'm seeing for that. Okay, what messages do you want to let us know, Spirit, about what pile 3 is trying to manifest here? Rejection. Again, you could have had some sort of pain in the past that was like, well, no, you can't do this, so I'm going to try a different way now. And expectations. Once again, with that authenticity, it's like, you're doing what you want to do, but not in the way that you want to do it. Okay, anything else? We have vacation and fun. So it's like maybe Spirit is telling you that whatever it is that you're trying to embark on, even if it's like, let's say something like trying to find enough dinner for your family every day, it's like still trying a way to keep things lighthearted, even if it's not exactly in the position you'd rather be right now. Okay, now let's get some advice for pile number 3. What should pile number 3 know while they're embarking on this journey to their manifestation? We have 2. Wow, okay, same thing as vacation. Take a trip. Go see some stuff, do some new things, talk to people cooler than you. Yeah, so it's like, even if you do need a break, because something that is coming up is that you don't have to be working on the same thing all the time. If you need a break, you can take a break. That doesn't mean that all the data of what you've done is just going to be erased. Wow, they broke your heart. Screw them. So if you are asking about a relationship or connection, it's knowing that even if one person did something to you, that doesn't mean that everyone is going to do that same thing. And if you're talking about a physical thing, it's just picking up the pieces and continuing on, but doing it with strength and letting yourself heal properly with breaks. So yeah, pile number 3, that was your reading. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please feel free to check out other piles if you feel called to, or checking out my other readings. Let me know you think, and have a great one. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose the LYS Candy Glaze, then this is your reading. Now, if you're wondering why everything is already laid out here, yeah, this is the second time that I tried to film your reading and it would not save. So let's really hope that this time it does. So your reading might be a little bit shorter just because, I'm more so recapping things instead of getting cards directly, since I already pulled this off from your reading. So I apologize for that. But firstly, so I don't know if the camera is picking it up. Where did it go? Okay, so here on the side here, my name is engraved to this lip product, so it has a lot of sentimental value for me, even if this isn't my favorite thing to put on my lips. This is just a regular clear shade. You can't really see it now, but yeah, whatever it is that you are trying to manifest, this may be something that is very important to you, even if, it may not seem like, OMG, this is so important for the rest of the world. Now, let me try to get into your cards now. Okay. Your main card that we got first was the Ace of Swords. This is letting me know that whatever it is that you are trying to manifest, you're somebody who likes to have a full range scope of things before just diving in head first. Now, with that, we got the Hermit for the why it hasn't happened yet. With this Hermit card, this is letting me know that you're someone that you may keep this manifestation or this desire to yourself. Maybe you haven't really told anyone that this is something that you genuinely want, or even if you have, it's more so like, well, you don't just go around, spilling the deets to everyone. And with these cards here, this is letting me know that pile 4, you literally have the power to do whatever it is that you want. And you may be like, yeah, sure, but with this 8 of Wands in reverse, when you say go, it goes. Like, that's it. There's something here that you may feel like is too small, or sort of like you're not ready yet, so that's why you haven't really gotten, not that you haven't like started at all, not that you haven't put any effort in this at all, because as we do see here, this is something that is, on the back burner of your mind quite a bit. But this is more so saying that even if there's something that you feel like, well, that isn't gonna do anything, or that doesn't matter, that's not gonna be enough, it's like, well, just still try it. So here we have the Fool. The Fool is all about having to take a risk. It's like sometimes you may just need to risk it, even if you're like, but like, let's say for some reason I'm getting like, if some of you want to be an author, for example, you don't have to, but for example, somebody who wants to be an author, that they're like, well, I only have one chance. If I put my book out there and people don't like it, then that's it. I never have a second first impression. But the thing is, even if you may put one thing out there, and even if it does not go well, that doesn't mean that nobody will ever try to, you know, bark up that tree ever again. That doesn't mean that that was your only shot and then you never ever have a shot ever again. So even with this Eight of Swords, this is letting me know that you see how this person is actually fine, but in the mirror it looks way worse. So it's kind of like holding yourself back, not because you don't want this, but more so because it's this energy of like, well, I have to make sure I'm ready first. Or even if, okay, I want to do it, I'm ready, okay, it's like, okay, but how do I start this though? Like what step do I take? What foot do I start moving? So, but here we have peacefulness, which I find this very interesting, and power. Once again, with power, you have the ability to start whatever it is that you want to start. Whatever that you're like, oh, but I need to get X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z is coming as soon as you do A, B, and C. So, and with peacefulness here, this is interesting because I feel like this doesn't have to be stressful, pile 4. And I'm not saying that like, oh, you can just get this over with, just get it and that's it. That's not how the real world works. This is more so like, you can take things one at a time. You don't have to feel like you have to be doing a million things constantly every day in order to be productive. For down here, we have insecurities. Yeah, you might be letting your fear get in the way of actually doing things. And then we have celebration. Again, if you're questioning, okay, but will it actually ever happen? I do think it will, because you do have celebration. And you have shock, which leads me back to what I was saying before, that maybe something that you were questioning, like, I'm gonna just use, like, if some of you are asking about a relationship, so you may be like, oh, if I say hey, that's not gonna lead anywhere. But then shock, out of nowhere, you might, you know, get, let's say, to spend time with this person, a business person or a romantic partner, and you're like, wait, why now? And they're like, oh, because you said hey to me the other day. So it's like that initial shock, or like, let me just post this tiny thing on Instagram no one's gonna see, and then wait, a bunch of people actually saw it overnight. So it's like that tiny thing that you think won't do anything can actually shock you on how much it can bring to you. And then we also have, you're giving too many F's, you're giving away your power, and get some sleep. So with that, one, I feel like, as I mentioned before, it's okay to rest. It's okay to not have a perfect, excellent plan every single day. And then you're giving away your power once again, and you're giving too many F's. I feel like it's more of like, don't get too in your head. There will never be a perfect time to get started. There will never be a perfect time to, you know, show your proposal. And if you're someone who's like, okay, but I've already gotten the ball rolling, like, let's say, for example, you've already signed the business deal and you're just waiting for them to hear back, then it's like, then you're good. Like, you don't have to, putting all that extra pressure on yourself isn't gonna help it come any quicker. For your 3 timings, so we have a short-term time, a medium time, and a long-term time. You have 8. This can mean 8 days or 8 weeks. So 8 days is a little over a week, and then 8 weeks is 2 months. So that's for short-term timing. For medium timing, this could be 12 weeks, which is 3 months, or for some of you this could be 12 months, which is 1 year. So I feel like for most of you it's going to be in this range, anywhere from 2 months to a year. So 2 months to a year. Again, with these, if it's really, really short, then a week. But I feel like most of you aren't asking about something very short, but if you are, then in a week you'll have an answer. And then for our long-term timing, we have 7. Now, because this could be months, but because your medium timing is already in months, again, it could be 7 months, which adds to the 2 months to a year, or for a very, very select few of you, this could be 7 years. Now, I know you're like, 7 years, but again, take it as it resonates. If you know for a fact whatever you're asking about will not take 7 years, then obviously that is not your message. But if you're like, yeah, that sounds like it could be an accurate timing, then there you go. So we have a week, 2 months to a year, 7 years. That is your general timing pile number 4. So yeah, I think I've gotten all covered. Again, sorry that it's all over the place because the camera was not recording. But yeah, Pile number 4, this was your reading. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully, if you feel drawn to check out the other readings, you can. And even in here, if you feel drawn to check out another pile, please feel free to do so. Have a great one, and I'll see you soon, pile number 4. Hello, pile number 5. If you chose the Fenty Skin Lip Mask, then this is your reading. I find this one to be very cool and innovative because you turn here, it comes out through that little hole, though if I do it, you can't put it back down. So I only really wear this for special occasions. It's called their Plush Pudding. Well, right then. So I feel like since this is a product I only wear once in a while, this manifestation that you have, it could be something that's not necessarily on your mind 24/7, or if it is, like, no matter how much you want it, if it is something that you really want, it's not something you actively do every single day. Now, okay, your cards is the Queen of Pentacles. Very gorgeous. So the Queen, like, she's a queen, like, what else can I say? But the Queen of Pentacles are all about, like, work ethics, like making sure you're on top of your game and stuff. So again, I feel like with these two combinations here, it's like I feel like you could be pretty confident that this manifestation is something that you are gonna get, but it's not something that you're necessarily either stressing about every day, or if it is something that you're more like, oh, I really hope this happens. It's not something that's like always like the first thing that you do every single day. Can we get a message of why hasn't pile 5 received this yet? Way too many cards. Why hasn't pile 5 received this manifestation yet? Okay, let's add on to that. Are you saying what I think you're saying, Spirit? Why has pile 5 not received it? Okay. So you have a lot of 9s here, so 9 may be a special number for you. So you have the 9 of Pentacles, and you also have the 9 of Wands. So I feel like you have a balance here, because with all 3 of these, so the 9 of Pentacles is about like success, gaining things, very similar to the Queen of Pentacles, but I feel like you're more focused on your work or other parts of your life, or like sometimes you can be like on your way to being a bit of a workaholic. And with the 9 of Wands, this is someone that is like, when you fall down, you get up again. So with this manifestation, I feel like all that work, all that energy that you put into other aspects of your life, you can very much still put all of that into what you're trying to do here. And for a lot of you, I really do think that you do. Can we get one of these? What is up with this manifestation? What's going on here? Inspiration. Yeah, I feel like, as I mentioned before, how I only use this on special occasions. It's like you may need things to sort of like help get you in there sometimes. Like, for example, let's say, I don't know, like let's say your dream is to, I don't know, pet a giraffe or something. I don't know, completely random. But you're not, if you, let's say you live, let's say you live in a city where there aren't any giraffes around ever, but once a year you take a trip to, let's say, the safari, and there you see a bunch of giraffes. Then suddenly this desire, this motivation comes bubbling back up. That motivation, that desire was inspired by a specific place, person, or thing. So I feel like, wow, okay, please ignore my neighbors. But I feel like for some of you, obviously, we won't all be talking about giraffes, but I feel like for some of you, there's specific things that drive that motivation, and sometimes when you're not necessarily in that area, it sort of like dies down. But with this 9 of Wands, I'm getting that it's not like you just forget about it and then, all right, whatever, because I feel like for a lot of you, this is a serious manifestation that you have going on here. But it's more of like, what am I going to invest into this? What else can you let us know about what? Okay, your energy is like scattered everywhere because your cards keep flying. So that lets me know that this most likely is something that is more scattered around your brain, as opposed to you have like a legit plan of how I'm going to get there. you have changes. Okay, so maybe in order to get this, there are some changes that you may need to go through, or changes that you need to actually make yourself. And then air sign, that's a popular one today, but if Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And then we have vacation, another very popular one. Let's get one that's not so popular, Spirit. So some of you may have, like, again, I don't know why I keep being drawn to giraffes, but some of you may have, like, you only think about this once in a while, or you take your breaks from it. We also have water sign, so you could be a Taurus, not Taurus, why did I say that? You could be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or know someone in that sign that could help you. What else? In celebration, again, you may feel very drawn to the past pile, so if you feel drawn to that one, please take it. And we have stalking at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, it's like something that is in your area field, but you don't necessarily like pounce on the opportunity always. Okay, what's something else you want to let us know about this, Spirit? We have nature. Again, I feel like a lot of you are doing something with nature. I don't know why I keep, like, there's so much green, so much animals here. But it's like taking time to really nature this want. That's what's going to help it come quicker. And follow your heart. Yeah, absolutely. Where is it? Okay, now we're going to take 3 different timing cards. So we're going to take a short-term timing, a medium timing, and a long-term timing. So which one is the one for you? Well, you just have to see what resonates, and, you know, just realistically, some things, like, for example, if you say, I opened the business yesterday, how many days until it becomes popular? Most likely the short-term timing is not going to be that. Or if I say, well, I fractured a hip, how many years until I can play football again? I don't know, something like that. So it's like, just take what resonates. If you genuinely have no idea which timing is for you, then just making note of all 3. Jeez, I came flying. We have the number 2. So for short term 2, for medium timing, we have the number 9, and then another number 9. Okay, so some of you may not even have to wait that long, because this can mean, first let's start with the short time. So this could be 2 days to 2 weeks. So that's very short, 2 days to 2 weeks. For the medium, this could be 9 weeks to 9 months. So 9 weeks, that's what? That's, oh my goodness, my neighbors are driving me crazy. So that's like a little over 2 months, so not bad. So 2 months, and then this could mean 9 months, just like that one, or this could be 9 years. So your main timing is 2 weeks, 2 days, 9 weeks, 9 months, or 9 years. Wait, I literally told you at the beginning 9 is a powerful number, and you got 2 9s again. Okay, Bio 5, 9 is a very special number for you. You may be seeing 999 a lot, but the number 9 itself is the number about almost there. It's about right at the pitch point. So for a lot of you, I don't think you have to wait 9 years, but 9 is a very, oh my gosh, I'm just realizing your oracle cards also have the number 9. Okay, that's a little freaky now. You also have a lot of the A's, so that can be 14 or 1. But again, 9 is a very special number here. We also have 2, but anywhere from 9 weeks to 9 months, if you feel like that's still too short, wow, then 9 years. Okay, now let's go ahead and grab some of this. What can we let pile 5 know about their manifestation? So what should we let pile 5 know? Stop whining. No one wants to listen to that S. So yeah, so it's kind of like you may get stuck in these phases of like, oh, I really want to pet that giraffe, but it's like, if you really want to, go start researching giraffes. If you feel like, oh, but it's something I can never have, so you're acting like a baby, and you're the S. Yeah, so it's like, you may feel like well, yeah, this is something that I want, but realistically I can never have it. Maybe like you're a stay-at-home parent and you're like, where am I gonna put a giraffe? Again, this is just an example. And then it's more of like learning how you can let this mold into your life. But yeah, pile number 5, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to check out other piles if you feel like you have to. Please, well, thank you just for being here, and if you feel like you would like to join my other readings, please feel free to do so. And thank you, pile 5. I'll see you soon.